All right. All right, chat. Are we ready to jump into this? This one, Mods, put up a thing in it. Put up a thing in chat. Yes, I know about YouTube. YouTube itself is not down. The homepage is, the For You is just fucked. So, Mods, put up a message in the chat. Pin a message in chat if you would, please. All right. So let us check this out. It's Nick Shirley's video that he put out a week ago about the homeless population in California. This has been a big issue. This was part of the fraud that we've been hearing about. How billions, like it was like what, $1.2 billion? I think that was the dollar amount that was supposed to be helping the homeless population that has not done a thing. So Nick is investigating the homeless situation in there. So let's take a look-see.
This is not a refugee camp, and it is not a war zone. This is downtown Los Angeles, and you're looking at Skid Row, the most densely populated homeless area in all of America. Crammed into an area smaller than half a square mile are over 4,500 people living on the streets.
Like, look at this! Look at all of these tents. The tents just line the fucking streets. Look at the garbage. Look at this. Look, you have a stream of garbage right in the middle of the fucking road. This is insane. This is absolutely insane. Yeah, and leave us all free. Imagine how this smells. You have all this garbage. You have all these homeless people pissing and shitting wherever, right on the streets. This is disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. And I mean, don't forget, a lot of these homeless people probably have very significant mental problems. So can you imagine trying to drive or walk through this? What are the chances that you might get attacked by someone who is schizophrenic and just decides that you are some kind of like monster that needs to like be eliminated because they're either schizophrenic or they're on fucking fentanyl or God only knows what a kind of hallucinogenic drugs? Like, who would want to just traverse this, much less live in this area? Like, what the actual fuck?
100 people living on the streets inside tents. That's more than 40 people per.
Like, back here, there's just shit in the road. Cars cannot drive through here. There's just people and shit in the roads.
500 people living on the streets inside tents. That's more than 40 people per block, surviving and some even fiending for the next hit just to stay alive. To put it in perspective,
look at her face. Look at her face. Look at her face. Look at the damage to her face. She is a serious drug user. Her hair is natty as fuck. Her face is scarred from God knows what. I mean, oh God.
In perspective, Skid Row has more people per square mile than the entire city of Washington, D.C., and every single one of them are.
Oh my God, there's babies. Oh God, there's just babies living like this. Oh my God. Oh my God, there's actual babies living like this. This is fucking horrifying. Oh my dear God, this is fucking horrifying. Jesus fucking. And they had the money to fix this. They had the money to fix this. These children should have to live in fucking street. These kids should not be living on the fucking streets. every fucking person in the California government who has been perpetuating fraud, but the money that's supposed to go to the homeless, every fucking one of them should be thrown into a fucking 3x5 cell with no fucking windows for the rest of their life. Every fucking one of them. They are harming children. They are fucking harming children. Every one of them should be in a windowless fucking cell for the rest of your life. Every fucking one of them. The FBI and the IRS needs to come down on this fucking state like the hammer of fucking God right now. They need to come down on this state like a force of fucking nature and rip it apart. They had $1 billion fucking dollars that they could have kept babies from living on the streets, and they didn't. Fucking jailed. I want to say something so fucking bad right now. I want to say something so fucking bad right now, but I can't because I will. Oh, I'll get TOS'd into oblivion if I do. The most I can say is they should be removed from society forever. They should be removed from society and locked in a windowless prison for the rest of their fucking lives. I want to say so much fucking more right now. So much more.
Homeless. In this video, I'm walking you through the streets of Skid Row. You'll see the conditions up close and personal as I speak with the people.
This one, Ember. It gets so much worse.
I offer no promises. I can offer no promises. Especially when it comes to babies, I can't offer you that promise.
Living on these streets and giving you guys an in-depth look as to how this has happened and how it continues to happen in one of the richest cities in America. Now it's time for us to hit the street.
How is this possible? How the fuck is this graffiti even fucking possible? Look at how elevated this is. How?
For us to hit the streets of Skid Row, and I'm meeting up with a local by the name of Tommy Tomato to give us an inside look into Skid Row.
We're gonna hop in the car right now, and then we're gonna get out of the car, and we're gonna go talk to people around here in Skid Row.
They're just waking up this morning, so I think they'll be in good spirits right now.
Awesome, let's hop in the car and we're gonna drive around and we're gonna see what it's like before we get out on the streets. So here on Skid Row, when did this all start happening? About back in the 80s, or has this been kind of recently in these past couple years?
Well, Skid Row's always been here for a long time, since about like the 70s, 80s. But now that they've actually expanded and have more homelessness, so they've actually gone past Skid Row, and you know, they still call it Skid Row, it's just other sections as well. Newsom, he's been governor for a while and he's been in politics for a long time. He's been trying to do this for 16 years, 17 years, fight homelessness, and he hasn't done anything with it except for spend an exuberant amount of money.
Since Gavin Newsom had
he committed fucking fraud. He had like $1 billion for homelessness that didn't get spent on homelessness. We saw it in another video. Like he put out like a concrete pad for tents and said, "Look, we did it." He created what he did like a supposed building for homeless people to live in, and none of them fucking live there. Like it was all fraud. It was all a scam. None of the money went to actually helping the homeless people whatsoever. And we've only seen an increase in the homeless people. Since he actually facilitated his homeless program, you've only seen an increase in the homeless, not a decrease. It's a fucking fraud. He should be in a windowless prison for the rest of his life.
Has been governor of California, over $24 billion has gone unaccounted for that was supposed to go to fighting the homeless crisis. And just recently, LA failed to pass another audit for $2.3 billion that went missing.
There it is.
Some weird things are happening in California, especially when the governor, Gavin Newsom, somehow just bought a $9 million mansion in the Bay Area.
Take him out, let the homeless people live there. Take him the fuck out. This is, The FBI and the IRS need to drop on this fucking state like the hand of God. Like I'm done with this. They need to, the FBI and the IRS need to go through the entire state's books and put anyone that has committed fraud in fucking prison. And I guarantee you the vast majority of them have committed fraud. Fuck it, put her in prison too. I don't fucking care. Anyone that's involved in the fraud here, fucking prison for the rest of their life. Put them in prison. Let them turn big rocks into small rocks for literally zero purpose for the rest of their life.
Most of the people right here, they're all doing drugs. You know, they're getting their packs ready. You know, buying things and selling things that, you know, they steal or...
So, like, look right here. We have a whole entire setup.
Look,
and people got
tables.
chairs outside, tables.
Like, they're expecting company. You know, they got their own outhouse that the city comes
Jesus.
and cleans up. So it's a dangerous job for them, too, because they're cleaning up disease, you know, bathrooms, the needles.
So, look, they're putting out...
Not to mention the homeless people will attack them. If, like, the majority of these homeless people are either ripped out of their mind on drugs or they have a multitude of mental health problems that are violent in nature, that they'll probably attack any of the workers that come out here.
Look, they're putting out a fire here. Literally, this is just on the street of LA. There's a huge fire going on. And what could be inside of this fire? Do you think
God.
it's just clothes, or do you think it could be...
Trash, his clothes, it's their personal possession.
Unfortunately, Gavin Newsom is more interested in settling a one-sided grudge with Trump than doing his job.
No, he isn't. No, disagree. He's more interested in enriching himself. The spouting match that he does with Trump is a smokescreen to basically say, like, look, I'm fighting against Trump, so all the people of the state go, oh, look, he's such a great guy, because California loves to go against Trump because Orange Man bad, and so his spat with Trump is to basically bolster his popularity, which is obfuscating the fact that he is probably embezzling millions, tens of millions, hundreds of millions of dollars from the state, along with all his fucking criminal scum buddies, to enrich themselves. Let's not fuck with it. He does not give a fuck about Trump. He's spatting with Trump to basically get popular. That's why he's spatting with Trump, is because it makes him popular. Well, in the meantime, he's stealing God knows how many millions of dollars from the state and from the federal government to enrich himself, to enrich his friends, to enrich the fellow people in the California legislature. It's all a fucking scam. The social media fight is all smokescreen so people don't dig deeper. And they need to dig fucking deeper. They need to dig to the earth's fucking core of this.
It could be drugs, needles, feces. It could be so many different things that are just going in the air, getting everybody sick. If that wasn't there, it wouldn't be on fire. You know, and it's just a lot of funds for them to come and put this out and make sure, you know, people are safe.
Helicopters coming around.
Yeah, helicopters, like...
There could be literally anything inside that fire. The fumes could be... We could be breathing very toxic fumes of drugs,
Look,
fentanyl.
The plastic bags in and of themselves is toxic fumes. You burning, if these are trash bags, that in and of itself is toxic fumes. So no matter what's in there, it's going to be toxic. If you breathe that in, it's poison.
Anything like that.
All types of stuff is in there for sure. I mean, they should be out saving lives, not saving a fire on a street corner at 11 in the morning. You know, it's not right.
How long have you been living here on Skid Row for?
June 28 will be 2 years.
You've been out here for 2 years now.
Mm-hmm.
What keeps you here on Skid Row?
Basically, primarily, I can't afford to pay rent somewhere.
We're on 4th Street right now. We're about to hop over to 5th Street, over to the heart of Skid Row. Is there anything we need to be careful about?
A lot of the rotten old food that they feed us out here, they really do that to try to kill us. They ain't really trying to help us. Anything that's 3 months out of date, you shouldn't be serving to nobody.
So they're serving you guys expired food out here?
Swear to God, I'm Catholic. We don't believe in swearing. Swear to God, a lot of it.
And why do you think they're giving you guys expired food?
Part of the big plan. I really believe that's part of the big plan.
And what's the big plan?
Well, the big plan is population reduction, you know? And the homeless is one of the first ones they believe that should go. We're like in the way.
So they're giving out this...
Yeah, God forbid you take those billions of dollars that you've earmarked supposedly to help the homeless and actually fucking help them. Give them fucking homes, give them food, find them jobs. You know, instead of bringing in thousands, hundreds of thousands of illegal immigrants to do the jobs, maybe the homeless people could use a job. Huh? How about that? How about instead of importing the third world to do jobs for dirt shit wages, you've got literally thousands upon thousands of homeless people that could do the same fucking menial work that you're importing from another fucking country.
Now this food, and right here you can see the water that's built up and it's completely brown.
And while we were walking with this man by the name of Norman, I noticed a group of migrants that had children that were living on the streets here on Skid Row.
¿Ustedes son de
My
Colombia?
God.
Sí, somos colombianos, nos gusta la música.
¿Y a cuánto tiempo ustedes llevan aquí en los Estados Unidos?
Llevo 2 años.
Cuando ustedes vinieron aquí a los Estados Unidos, ¿pensaba que iba a llegar aquí a este punto a vivir aquí en esta calle?
No, pensábamos que iba a ser una vida diferente.
O sea, vinimos a cambiar la vida.
Ajá.
Pensaba que íbamos a cambiar nuestra.
Did they come here legally or illegally? This family is from Colombia. Did they come here legally or illegally? I don't know if Nick's going to ask that question. He may not because he's trying to have a dialogue with them, so he may not ask that question. Oh yes, I'm very aware that I said that earlier, that a lot of the homeless population have severe mental illnesses. I said that at the very beginning. Yeah, I mean, excellent point. Yeah, they're not living in at least an apartment, so chances are they actually may have come here legally. Although, I don't know. I don't freaking know. Maybe they're not like the nice illegal immigrants that the government officials like. They're not the pretty illegal immigrants, so they're not giving them a free shot. Who knows? Who fucking knows right now? This is how fucked California is.
Vida, no íbamos a estar así como perros, no es como estamos como perros. Porque no somos animales, somos seres humanos. Pero, coño, mira a los niños, tenemos los niños aquí, ¿ves? Una criaturita.
So here on Skid Row, we got migrants that came here from Colombia, and there's little kids here, and they live inside this tent. I imagine they didn't expect their life to be like this when they crossed over the border. ¿Ustedes pensaban que cuando cruzaron por la frontera, eso iba a ser la vida?
No.
No. Y Dylan, ¿te gusta vivir aquí en los Estados Unidos? No. Ya, entonces ustedes pasaron por mucho para llegar aquí a los Estados Unidos,
claro.
Y ahora está viviendo en carpas aquí en uno de los más peligrosos lugares en todo el mundo.
¿Sí?
¿Y tu calidad de vida está mejor aquí que fue allí en Colombia?
En Colombia, estoy 1000 veces mejor en Colombia.
And as I was talking,
I don't. He said, we were 1,000 times better in Colombia. Think about that. California is worse than Colombia. These people came from Colombia. They're living on the streets on Skid Row in a tent with their babies. And they said Colombia is 1,000 times better. Again, the government of California is allowing babies to live in fucking squalor. Fuck you, government of California. Fuck you. You should all rot in fucking hell. I'm not a religious person at all, but the government of California needs to rot in fucking hell for this.
to the migrants from Colombia, a group of non-profit workers that saw me videotaping the expired food they were handing out to the homeless people came and tracked me down, and they started getting a big argument with us over me videotaping the expired food. And just listen to what they had to say.
Like, why am I getting in trouble for talking to these people? Why are you guys getting mad at me?
Because you guys are just like trying to find what's wrong with what.
Expired food and trying to
Yeah. Instead of like, hey, it would be great if people donated stuff that wasn't used and was brand.
Fuck you, you fucking liberalized cunt. Shut the fuck up, you bitch, Karen. Oh, you shouldn't be exposing the massive problems that the state is having with what is going wrong. Yeah, you don't like that he's basically throwing a carton of fucking eggs on your face, showing that everything about this is fucking wrong. Don't even try to pretend like the fact that she's bitching at him, but oh, you're exposing the expired food, shows you don't give a fuck about these people. It's not even pulling an ostrich. It's showing they're doing this because they want to, it's performative. They want to feel better about themselves. They want to go, look, I'm doing something good. Give me clicks and give me likes. It's all fucking performative. They don't give a fuck. And when someone calls them out, then they go all fucking Karen because they're a bunch of performative, entitled cunts. Go fuck yourself, you SJR bitch. Every fucking one of you. What you should be doing is going, thank you for showcasing this. We're trying to get them. We want them to have good. See, if they actually cared, if they legitimately cared about the homeless people they're bringing food to, then they would actually be saying, thank you for pointing this out. We want to get them good food, but we can't get them good, proper food. And I'm glad you're shining a light on this. Maybe it will bring enough attention that we can actually get them proper food. See, if they actually fucking cared, that's what they would say. Instead of, why are you out here exposing us for giving them expired food? Hey, honey, guess what? Go fuck yourself with a bad dragon wrapped in concertina wire, soaked in ghost pepper hot sauce, with a stick and TNT shoved up the base, and I'm gonna be debating on if I want to light the goddamn fuse. Fuck off. If you don't give a fuck about helping him, get in your little fucking mid-sized sedan and go back to your fucking Pilates class, you door-riding cunt. And especially, you should be concerned about expired food when this is going to fucking babies. If you actually gave a shit, you'd be concerned that there is expired food going to fucking babies. But you don't fucking care. How many of you are recording yourselves being so charitable with the homeless people? How many of you are posting this to your Instagram and your TikTok accounts saying, give me likes, give me attention, tell me that I'm doing a great thing because I'm performative? Fuck you. They'd be better off fucking off and not giving him anything and letting these homeless people go and beg from a store to give them maybe 1 day old expired food because they'd be more healthy than 3-month-old expired food. But you don't care because you're doing this for attention. They're doing this for attention because they don't get enough attention outside of doing this because they know they're nothing. They will never be anything. They're fucking worthless. They hate the fact and they have to try and pretend to be virtuous so all of their little online fans can go, you fucking slay queen. Go fuck yourself.
That would be great. So instead of you guys promoting the charities that are actually trying to help.
Yeah, we're just showing what's going on and we're talking to people. If you guys want to
So how much so these are charities, huh? These are charities that are providing expired food? Cool. Let's take a look at your books. Open up your charity's books, sweetheart. If you're giving them expired and bad food, maybe you should take a look at your books to see how much you people are skimming off the books. Instead of actually going and buying decent, fresh food, how much are you stealing from the charity and putting into your pocket so you have to buy expired food on the dirt cheap? See, that's the question I'd be asking. If you want us to say that, oh, you're a charity, you're doing good, why are you giving them expired food? Where's the money that people are donating to these charities going to? That's a question I'd like answered, please.
It matters for filming. Like, go ahead.
She was asking if your guys' food was expired or not.
That we passed out, those 15 maybe were expired and we left them there because there's no like trash can to put it.
Thomas.
So you, you fucking liar. Like, the food was expired, so we just left it there because there's no trash can around. Not like we can't like put it back in the car and take it with us if we discovered it's expired and then toss it into the first garbage can we came in. No, we're just gonna leave it there for children to eat, you fucking poisonous bitch. You literally just admitted we're too fucking lazy to do the bare minimum of checking the food that you're supposedly bringing to the homeless. You couldn't even be asked to check the expiration dates on the food. And when you did check it, you went, oh, well, we're already here. It's too late. We're just going to leave it on the ground and contribute to the homeless getting bad expired food or just us ourselves fucking littering. You're fucking lying. You just got exposed. You're fucking lying. You bought cheap-ass food. You left it there. You just dumped it out there for the homeless, and you're like, hey, I did a good deed. We can leave now. Make sure to like and subscribe. Yes, it's illegal. If they just flat out left it, that's littering. Like, check their books.
FBI, open up!
Find out what charity this is, and IRS, check their books. If they are part of a charity, they're cooking the books. It's yet another fucking fraud in California.
We were expired and we left them there because there's no like trash can to put it.
Thomas, so we're just talking to people and then we get a group of nonprofit people. They're trying to make a difference in what they're doing, but they get mad at us for, in our way, doing what we can to help make a difference.
Exactly, and what they're doing too is they're assuming. They're like, don't put the camera in the field. No, we ask permission first and make sure that it's okay if they want to speak on the camera before we actually do that. So kid that you guys were looking at, she said those aren't even the parents. So I said, so who's the parents of the kid? They're like, well, we don't know. And I said, well, then there's a trafficking issue, you know? Yep. And then now when the camera came, they're like, oh no, it's not a trafficking issue. That's not what we said 2 seconds ago.
Backpedaling and eating shit as fast as they can. Yep. Oh my God. And Nick shouldn't be more confrontational. Nick's story is far more impactful because he's not confrontational. Because Nick is not confrontational and he's just asking legitimate questions, when people get confrontational with him, it only proves Nick's point that there's something illegal happening. The fact that Nick is calm will get more people to talk to him. Yeah, he'll be more persuasive to get people to talk with him. But the people that get confrontational with him when he is non-confrontational, that only exposes them that they have something to hide. And what was he saying about, hang on a second.
No, we ask permission first and make sure that it's okay if they want to speak on the camera before we actually do that. So kid that you guys were looking at, she said those aren't even the parents. So I said, so who's the parents of the kid? They're like, well, we don't know. And I said, well, then there's a trafficking issue, you know? And then now when the camera came, they're like, oh no, it's not a trafficking issue. That's not what we said. 2 seconds ago, the lady just said there's a trafficking issue down here, that kid is not belong to them.
Is there a lot of human trafficking and like child trafficking that goes on here in this part of the area?
Ain't no telling what the fuck is doing.
We actually did confront them about the expired food, and she said, well, there's thousands of food, and maybe 15 of those are expired. How do we know that only 15 of them are expired if there's mixed in with the thousands?
Exactly. They don't know. And primarily, I'm glad she told you that. And I'm glad she refused to give me some food, but more than likely, it was expired anyway. That's
oh my God.
Man.
What are the most people consuming out here on Skid Row? What kind of drugs are they taking?
All of it. I'm so scared that I might have a friend that used that fentanyl. I'm so scared because they're giving it to anybody, you know?
Do you think this is all planned, or how do you think they stop all this?
And think about this. There are babies living in this area, and there is an extreme amount of drug use. How many children have died because they got exposed to drugs? How many babies got OD'd because they didn't know what they were getting into, and they OD'd on drugs because drugs are an extreme prevalence here? That's not a question that's being asked. That's not a question that's being asked. It fucking needs to be asked. There are children, there are babies living on the street amongst extreme drug use of God knows what kind of drugs. How many of them have been OD'd because they just got into it because their babies stuck it in their mouth and fucking OD'd. Oh God. Oh.
Stop it. It's growing. It is not stopping.
It's not stopping.
It's taking over meth.
How many of your friends have died out here?
3.
Okay, we see you got some stuff in your hands. What do you have in your hands today?
Lighter, pusher, pipe,
What kind of drugs are you consuming here on the streets?
alcohol, and crack.
And crack. Is that crack? Is that cocaine? Or is it, when you say crack? Are people taking a lot of fentanyl here as well?
Very much. I've lost about 20 friends to fentanyl within the last half a year.
And did those friends know that they were taking fentanyl, or was it just laced with the crack?
Yep, laced.
Did that scare you?
Oh, God.
It did. I actually had left for about a month. And I went home to my mom for a little while because it was just too much for me.
And now, what brought you back here to Skid Row?
Drugs.
How do you guys make your money out here on the streets?
Well, me personally, I clean. I clean garbage, trash, and I sell dope.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, as a supplement.
And when you sell those drugs to the people, do you feel some sort of responsibility if anything wrong happens?
Well, yeah, but I'm pretty confident in the product that I do sell because the people who I get it from is very conscientious of their product.
Oh my God, are you hearing this? Are you hearing the delusion that's happening right now? I'm selling drugs, but I'm confident in the quality of my illegal and dangerous drugs. So I am certain that no one has OD'd on my illicit substances. This is not mental issues. This is just abdicating any responsibility. This is like, this is not a mental issue. This is just it's coping. It's essentially coping, and it's also, he knows he's on camera, and yeah, he's going to try and spin himself as being the good drug dealer. Oh yeah, absolutely. This is not a mental issue here. This is like performative for the camera.
Okay.
Because of their clientele. So yeah.
Okay, so you have a lot of confidence in what you sell.
Definitely. I stick to the same thing that been working with me for years.
Do you ever have any plans to stop selling, to stop living here on Skid Row?
As of right now, no. Honestly, no.
And that's part of the problem. There are many people just like him who don't want to not be homeless anymore. That is a major part of the problem. You have to actually force a lot of homeless people to not be homeless, because that is part of the mental issues. A lot of homeless people, it's basically conditioning. A lot of homeless people spend so much time being homeless, they are conditioned to being homeless. And it's very similar to how prisoners get conditioned in prison, where prisoners don't want to actually leave the prison after they've been incarcerated for several years because they have been conditioned to live the life of a prisoner. And there's like the fear of freedom. So many prisoners that are lifers, or they not having a life sentence, but like they'll serve a sentence and they cannot function in normal society because they've been conditioned by living in prison. So as soon as they get out of prison, they commit a crime specifically so they can go back into prison because they feel safe there. Mentally, they feel safe in prison because their brains have basically, their brains have adapted to living in prisons, and living outside of a prison takes time for them to overcome, but they don't actually, a lot of them, won't give it that time to reacclimate themselves to normal society, and so they'll reoffend specifically to go back into prison. It's the same thing with homeless people. They're homeless. They've conditioned themselves to living homeless. So the idea of not being homeless feels wrong. It feels like intrinsically wrong to them, and so they will continue to be homeless because the idea of living normally, their minds cannot comprehend not being homeless, and so they will continue to be. And that's why you get a lot of people just like this person that will say, like, no, I'm not going to, I want to stay homeless. I don't want to live another life other than homelessness. And unfortunately, the solution for this, to address this, is force. The solution for this is people have to be forced out of homelessness. As weird as this may sound, they have to be forced out of homelessness, and they basically need to be reacclimated to living in regular society, which takes time, which takes effort, which takes legit therapy. And unless the state is willing to do that, unless the state is willing to put in the time, money, and effort to reacclimate these people to living normal lives, they're going to come back to this. Because it's a combination of conditioning, it's a combination of drug use, it's a combination of alcoholism, and more. And the solution for this is they have to be forced out of homelessness and then be treated they have to be treated for this mental conditioning that has been established with them in order for them to be reintegrated into normal life. That means basically literally it could be as simple as giving them an apartment, giving them a small studio or 1-bedroom apartment, giving them a simple job that they can do, giving it, bagging groceries, being a clerk, doing chat, register, checking in customers, something simple, and get them reacclimated into living amongst normal society. And until that happens, they're going to go right back here because the conditioning is in charge of their brain.
I guess I'm here today. Run us out.
A lot of the people here on Skid Row think they are just taking dope or any other substance. However, with the rapid increase of fentanyl, many times it gets laced into these other harmful substances. And fentanyl is so strong, just a sprinkle of it can kill you. I beg you.
But by the way, this is the tip of a pencil. What we're seeing here is literally the tip of a sharpened pencil, and that amount of fentanyl is lethal. On the very tip of a pencil.
If you are watching this video, please stay away from fentanyl like it's the Black Plague. It is so deadly and is killing so many people. Please stay away.
This guy is clearly, he's passed out right now. How do we know that he is still alive and that he doesn't need Narcan right now?
He's breathing. You see his chest rising, and it's going up and down, and his color's good. Now, if he's blue, he's not responsive, his color's gone, he'd be like a blue, gray, purple color, then you know he's overdosing.
Okay.
So the most important thing is to hit him with Narcan. Doesn't matter how much Narcan you give him. If you got 3 in here, give him all 3 and rescue breaths.
Okay, so what's in here? What's inside this bag?
Okay, so
this Narcan, you inject into their nose and it brings them back to life.
Yes, sir, yeah.
While I was talking to the guy about Narcan, my friend Tommy was also talking to another guy in the cart about some other things, and I think you guys are all going to find this very strange what he'd received from the people on the cart.
We were talking to the people over there in the van, and they're giving out free stuff. They're giving out the Narcan to save people, and then they're also giving out needles. And what's the idea of giving out needles and the rubber bands?
This is so they could do the drugs without worrying about disease, so everyone gets a clean needle.
That's how many needles inside there? There's
the giving out clean needles, this is nothing new. And yes, it's basically feeding this problem. It is. This is, well, no, it is. It's sealed. It's a sealed package. So it is. These are sealed packages. So yeah, America and Canada both do that. It's not helping with the addiction issue. It's not. This is basically a desperate attempt at some kind of a stopgap to spread diseases like HIV and AIDS. It's It's not great because it's like they're shooting up drugs, but this is coming from the perspective of we don't have the means. The people that are disseminating the clean needles, we don't have the means of stopping them. So let's just do at least the bare minimum of what we can to stop at the spread of diseases. It's not great. It's not. It's just it's all that they can do. It's literally all they can do. Because you don't have the state governments actually coming in and doing something about this massive homeless and drug problem. They're refusing to do anything about it. So you have these, like, this is not coming from the government. This is just coming from, I don't even know who. And it's like, okay, well, it's like this tiny little thing we can do to stop the spread of disease because they know they're not going to stop doing drugs and that they will continue to use dirty needles. And it's just, it's fucked. It's absolutely fucked. Absolutely. This is not intended to be a solution to the drug problem. It's not. Bearing in mind, this is not intended to be a solution. I also don't think it's something to try and maintain the drug problem either. It's a group or something that is trying to do at least a tiny little thing. They're giving out Narcan, they're giving out free needles to try and prevent any spread of AIDS or HIV or anything else that can come from a dirty needle stick. And it's all they can do because the government's not doing anything to help otherwise. It's not like they can go in and it's not like private individuals can go in and do a fucking sweep and round up all the homeless people privately or, stop that, they privately stop the dealing. It's just, the bearing in mind, the clean needle program has been in effect for decades. The whole concept of the clean needle program, it's not new. This has been around for decades. All it is we're seeing just another example of it. That's it.
10 of them.
There's 10 needles inside of this bag right here.
You get everything, the whole kit. You get the rubber band, you get the alcohol, you get the cotton swabs, but then this is what you actually put it in here and heat this up, and then they give you filtered water.
So they're literally...
That's fucking stupid. That's fucking stupid. That they're giving them the means to cook their drugs. That's fucking stupid. Clean needles, I don't like it, but I understand why they're gonna do it. You're gonna give them the means to cook the drugs too? Fuck you. That's enabling. 100% that's enabling. Right there. If you're giving them means to cook the drugs, fuck you. You're now enabling.
They're literally giving the people here on the street what they need to keep doing drugs.
And it's funny because if you notice, in your hand you have the Narcan one, right? So they're giving you the drugs, the stuff to do the drugs, right? This, glass pipes, and then they're giving you the stuff to save your life.
Jesus.
So you don't die, and then they give it to you every day. And look, I'm not even homeless. I just went up to the guy and said, hey, can I get a Narcan bag and can I get a drug bag? And the guy said, yeah, no questions asked, no, hey, don't do this, or can we...
And you're right, it is perpetuating. I agree. That there is perpetuation happening by doing this. I'm with you. I'm not disagreeing on that whatsoever. This is especially now that we're seeing that they're giving them fucking crack pipes to smoke the drugs in. Yeah, that's perpetuating. Absolutely. Instead of coming in and doing a sweep and getting them clean, getting them mental health care, getting them off the fucking streets and getting them back into society where they can be productive members of society, they are basically just keeping them there and saying, fuck it, we'll ignore them and pretend they're not there. Again, the FBI and the IRS needs to come down on the state capitol like the hand of fucking God and rip them a new one. The federal government needs to just come down and tear the state capitol apart. Find all the fraud and put everyone in prison for life. Every fucking one of them.
Get you some help. No, they're just offering you the drug bags to do the drugs. They're not offering you any kind of help or assistance or any kind of detoxing. They're just giving you the materials.
They're giving you the drugs
to do the drugs.
They're giving you the stuff you need to do the drug, and they're giving you the stuff that you need to revive your life after you do the drugs.
Think about how much money this costs for these packs to be given out daily to so many people, when that money could be going to other programs to help them.
To help them.
Like, it just doesn't make sense. Like, here, kill yourself, save yourself, kill yourself, save yourself. It's a cycle, and it's not fair to them.
And before I left Skid Row, I had to see what it looks like inside of one of these tents.
How long did it take for you to make your shelter here?
About a day, maybe. About a day. Yeah.
And can I go inside, check it out?
Yeah, go ahead, check it out. Go ahead. I mean, you know, ain't nothing that you can steal because I ain't got no money.
He set up a closet inside of here. His air mattress right here. It's built up on a platform, and he's got water set up. It ain't much. However, it is completely free to set up a tent here in LA versus paying $3 to $4 grand for an apartment. It really ain't that bad inside there.
No, I mean, I try to keep it cool. You know, like I said, you know, wherever you live, you know.
Honestly, like the way he had that set up with he's got the air mattress, he's got cover. It's, you know, it's California, so the weather's gonna be good. He's got water. I mean, I've seen some apartments like in like New York that are not much bigger than this, that they're charging $3 to $5 grand a month for. And they're not much bigger than this fucking tent.
Tent here in LA versus paying $3 to $4 grand for an apartment. It really ain't that bad inside there.
No, I mean, I try to keep it cool. You know, like I said, you know, wherever you live, you know, if you make it your home, hey, got to keep it clean, you know.
Inside your tent right here, do you get rats that come in?
Yeah, they come in, but then they go out. Soon as I, you know, because I put this on the floor, that's a pine saw and bleach.
He'll do it. Holy shit. Oh my god. That was horrifying. That was fucking horrifying. Yeah, it's horrifying, it's heartbreaking, it's infuriating. It's all of it. Just, my god. I just, oh. Yeah, there needs to be change. There needs to be a change. People need to wake the fuck up and make a change. This cannot continue.